Hello Glow Squad and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, then welcome. And today's video is going to be a little bit different because I just want to talk about YouTube, maybe a little bit of YouTube drama, and just have a conversation. So go ahead, sit back and enjoy, and let's get into it. But let me introduce myself for those who do not know who I am. My name is Jordan E, and I started my YouTube channel a little over 2 years now at this point, with the intention to start an online business, to be able to sell digital products, as well as monetize my YouTube channel, which I have been able to achieve and do both. So I just want to give that as a prerequisite. I haven't been on YouTube for 10 years, so I'm fairly new to the platform and how the platform works. So the platform will recommend people based on the niche that you're in, what people are watching, if they're similar audience, things like that, right? So I am just talking from my observation, the things that I'm observing, but I do not personally know any of these people. So if you ever seen my video recommended next to somebody or anything like that, that's just how the algorithm works. But me, in my real life, I don't know anybody that does YouTube or does YouTube content. So literally, I don't know any other YouTubers. And so I hope that makes sense, right? So the same way that you have met me through watching my videos or commenting or whatever the case may be, you are introduced to me through YouTube. And it's the same for me. So I don't know anybody personally. I'm not going to attack anyone personally. I just want to talk about what I have observed in my experience being on YouTube. Now, I don't know if you all are familiar with the channel by the name of DoDash, but I'm bringing this up because as someone who started a YouTube channel a couple years ago to get monetized and just sharing my journey, because my channel, I do online business, digital marketing, showing you how to use this all-in-one software. That's what my channel is about, but I also share my, YouTube journey and other ways I'm making money online, because if they work for me and I've gone through the process to do them, then I share, my experience with you, with my community, with my Glow Squad, right? So, in my process of becoming monetized, you gotta hit 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 watch hours. So before I was officially monetized, I had a video on my channel that was my breakout video, and it was YouTube is on easy mode, along those lines, right? Now, if you didn't watch the whole video, that title could have been triggering, right? But if you did watch the video, then I was explaining it from the perspective of someone who didn't have any formal training in media, no camera skills. I was using an iPhone 12. I'm using my iPad Pro to record, all of that. Just using what I have to create content, share what I know, and put it on YouTube, right? Now with that, it's a lot of variables, it's a lot of gray space and all of that. But for me, I was explaining in that video that YouTube is in easy mode because they are shifting the algorithm, or at the time, the algorithm was more on suggested or getting into YouTube recommendation, right? So even if you were a newer channel or didn't have a large subscriber count, if you had a video do well and it resonate with people, YouTube is going to continue to share your video or give people the chance to click on it and watch it, right? Versus before, you kind of already had to have your following or your subscribers built up, then those subscribers would get notified and things of that nature. So when me saying easy mode, I was just saying YouTube is trying to give more of a fair chance even to smaller creators. And as someone who just started YouTube a couple years ago to be able to become monetized, it did take hard work, discipline, consistency, prayer. It took a lot of faith, right? And everyone still might not have the exact same outcome as me. But I was just sharing like, hey, it was no boogeyman that was keeping people away from my channel. I wasn't shadow banned, and I just wanted to share my experience. And if you see me looking down, I'm in the middle of repainting my nails. I got this cute little kit, and it even came with this little cute little lamp. Look at this. And it's a USB, so you could do it in the car. I love it. I have it linked in my Amazon store. But anyway, to get back on topic, right? So I feel like when I made that video that it ruffled people's feathers if they didn't actually watch the video. Because it was more so for encouragement for new people that yes, you can still break through. Not saying it would be easy, but it's doable, right? So with that being said, it was this whole, like a year ago or so, it was this whole wave of quit your job, make a YouTube channel, and that was like being pushed heavy, I feel like, on everyone's YouTube who, you know, was looking up that type of content, right? So when that happened, a whole bunch of people got excited. Unfortunately, some people probably jumped head first into YouTube with no type of backup plan. They jumped out the plane with no parachute, and it didn't turn out well, and that's unfortunate. For me, for my community, even at that time, I've always said, if you have steady income or 9 to 5, whatever you're doing, don't stop your flow of money and income coming in. I'm just here to show you more ways so you can make more streams of income. And that's what I've always voiced on my channel. So seeing people lose everything, putting everything on YouTube, not having a backup plan, for me, I already foresaw that as not being good. So that was never something I geeked you all, my Glow Squad, to do. Because bills are coming in, we want to create more stability, not take away, right? And you don't want to stop your money if you don't have something else going that can replace that income. I would not recommend that to my own family and friends, so I'm not gonna recommend that to you. But unfortunately, some other YouTubers had different messaging, and people really took that to heart. And like I said, we're all adults, and you can make your own choice as an adult, and you have to be accountable for your own choices. If you decided to stop working to pursue YouTube and solely just YouTube, right? That's the choice you made. And I don't get on other creators for what they create, because that's a part of content creation, if that's the niche that they choose to be in. I consider my channel a little more education, because like I'm sharing how to use the software, or I'm sharing my experience to hopefully just shed light on different things, right? And then I'm open if you all want to ask questions in the comments, stuff like that. Cool, because I didn't know anybody that's a YouTuber from my personal experience, so I just got on here like, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it do what it do. And just God is going to send my people to me as long as I'm showing up for them. And that's the amount of pressure that I put on myself, right? And here we are, right? We're doing it, and I'm very grateful, and I'm thankful. And I'm happy that I can look back and say that I didn't tell my community to just throw everything to the wind and join YouTube and not have any type of, a plan or something figured out. Because that's just, to me, I just felt like that wouldn't be using my platform properly if I did that. I just want to help you all to do more and push yourself. If you were somebody like me who was pretty much camera shy or didn't know where to start with YouTube, that video was for encouragement to get you going, get you out of your shell, not to guarantee that you will become monetized, not to guarantee that you will be an overnight sensation or anything like that. When I started seeing all these recommended videos to quit your 9 to 5, stop working, stop your job, do YouTube full time, and I started seeing videos like that, I already knew that wasn't going to be good for the long term, because the amount of people that, everyone's not going to have the same outcome. Everyone is not going to get their YouTube channel monetized. It just is what it is. It's difficult, very difficult to get a YouTube channel monetized. Okay, when I said it was on easy mode, I was saying as a whole is no shadow banning. It doesn't matter if you're older, if you're younger, if you're black, if you're white, if you're whatever. If you can find your tribe, your people, create content for them, they continue to watch and support your channel, commenting, liking, all of those type of things, then yes, YouTube is in easy mode, right? Depending on your outcome of what you want. But it's nobody like saying you can't start a YouTube channel, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. If you decide that you want to record yourself, put it on YouTube's platform, and it resonates with people, then boom, bam, there it is, right? But I would never tell people to quit their job for YouTube, because YouTube is not like a set career path. Now, there are people who have done YouTube and know the process. They have strategy. The same way now I have a strategy, because I went through monetizing a channel. So I have more insight on what it takes to have a successful channel. And if I apply that to another one, I could potentially, replicate what I've already done, right? But just someone not having any experience, it's a long shot. Me having a monetized YouTube channel now was definitely a long shot. And it took a lot of sleepless nights. It took a lot of pushing through when I didn't want to do it. It just took a lot. And it took a lot of faith, ultimately, because at the end of the day, everything is not in my control. And I know it's not in my control at every little thing. So I thank God every day that I was blessed with my platform and He led you all to my channel, because I know that I could not do this on my strength alone. So I just want to put that out there as well. Okay. So I had just was reading stuff like in the news and all that during that time last year, where it was like, quit your job, start YouTube. And I was still telling my community, don't quit your job. You can still do YouTube. What you need to do is have a plan, have some structure. Say whatever your commitment is and sticking to it. If you want to do 2 videos a week, if you want to do a video every day. The point was to get people to try out a new skill and do something new and different, because sometimes you have to take those chances and try things to just even see if you like it, right? So it's people that stopped working and hadn't even made 20 videos. You don't know if you like YouTube until you start actually making content and learning and understanding how things work. So the people who have been sticking around on my channel, they know that I said that during that hyped up time where everybody was like, quit your job, start a YouTube. I said, do not cut off your good, steady, stable income for YouTube. Instead, do your YouTube as well, because now you can potentially monetize a YouTube channel or create community around something you're interested in. And then once you have that community, you can offer your community things that could bring value to them, right? So that's always been my stance on it, not just throw caution to the wind and you don't have no plan, right? So I don't blame quote unquote YouTubers for what other grown adults choose to do, right? And a lot of people want things instant, they want things quick, and they want to take the easy route. And a lot of the times, there is no such thing as the easy route. So, I just hope that if you want to do YouTube or content creation or have a business or anything that you're thinking about, that you have some sort of plan and strategy and don't just go into it haphazard, because it's probably not going to work out well. And I don't want to see anybody, especially one that subscribes to me, I don't want to see any of y'all down bad because you just made what is it, like an impulsive choice to jump on to YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever the trend is to make some quick money. Because I just feel like easy come, easy go. And it's much better to build a foundation, have trust and integrity, because that's going to go a long way, versus trying to hurry up and make some money and basically ruin your name or ruin your reputation. Because once people get a sour taste in their mouth about you, and then on top of it they can go back through videos or other people's commentary, it just makes it harder and more difficult for you. So please do not make things difficult for yourself. Take your time and put out good content that resonates with your community, with your audience, and in the right time, in due time, things are going to happen and unfold as they're supposed to happen and unfold. But when you try to skip the line, jump the line, do things that are shady, then it comes back and it bites you in the butt. My intention on my channel was to never tell people what to do, but instead share my journey, share my experiences, give a little glimpse into different goals or things that I have for my business or for myself, to just encourage, inspire, motivate, whatever you want to use, right? To just learn different ways to make money outside of the traditional 9 to 5. But I don't have any beef with 9 to 5 or working for someone else versus being like self-employed, because that's just how life works. If you don't work for yourself, you're going to work for somebody else, or you're not going to be able to pay your bills. So I just feel like it's all a part of the ecosystem. I've worked normal jobs before and learned a lot while I was working in those positions. Then I'm also worked for myself with different online business, and now with YouTube, Amazon influencer, and my own digital products. But it's taken time and effort to build this. It didn't just happen overnight, and no one just handed it to me either. And it's still something that I work on every day and will continue to work on. So I just kind of want to clear the air on that whole YouTube is in easy mode, just in case like you didn't watch that video and you were confused on that. I just wanted to clear that up, that video was just sharing my journey. So with that being said, I hope that you are successful on your content creation journey. And if you do have goals to monetizing your YouTube channel, it's possible. Here I am, but it didn't come overnight. It didn't come on my timing, and it may or may not happen. So it's still important to set up other ways to create income with your, like, leveraging your YouTube channel, because you can send people to affiliate offers, which is where you're promoting products for another company, and I talk about that on my channel. If you have your own product that you want to sell directly. Things like that, where you can earn money and not just be dependent on YouTube monetization or AdSense, because it's actually very, very, very difficult to make a living on YouTube AdSense because it's very unpredictable. And a lot of the creators that I watch and followed even before I was monetized, thank goodness, they shared that type of information. So I like to give people the whole picture so they can actually make an informed decision if that's going to be right for them or not. I'm not here to just tell you anything and then ruin my reputation. So I understand that we as people like things fast, we like things quick, we like to be entertained, and we like drama, okay? So when you know how to work all of that stuff on YouTube, you're gonna get attention, versus when you're not and it's just more straightforward, maybe educational. It might take a little bit longer to get traction going, but that is okay. Okay, so don't feel bad, don't feel discouraged. Everybody doesn't go viral overnight, be an instant success overnight, and that's okay. Slow and steady wins the race. And I like to think of my YouTube as like the tortoise and the hare. Y'all remember that story? The tortoise and the hare, where the rabbit was just, they were in a race and he was like, oh, well, I'm so good, I'm right here, the finish line's right here. And he got so big-headed that he said, oh, I'm gonna take a nap, right? Where that turtle was way far behind, but since the rabbit got so full of himself and ended up falling asleep before he crossed that finish line, the turtle was steadily getting his way to that race. And then next thing you know, when that rabbit woke up, the turtle had won the race and crossed the finish line. So I'm using that analogy to just be steady with your race, and the right people will gravitate to your channel and they're gonna resonate with your message. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully this video will get out today. It's Sunday, so happy Sunday. And if not, then it'll be up Monday. And I will see y'all in the next video. Keep glowing and keep growing. Bye.